like I said, what we are going to be discussing today is how you can understand or identify the best trading session. When should you be trading? When is the best time for you to trade? Because if you wake up from your bed or you get any break and jump right into the market, you might be going into trade at the wrong time. Of course, wrong time simply means your setups might not work, your strategies might not work. So what is the time? When should you be trading? Very, very vital question. Very, 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 very important for traders to understand. And of course, it will definitely help you. To do this, let's go to TradingView. This application is called TradingView, for those of you who don't know, right? Okay. Somebody is asking. Today is actually Thursday, but I needed to come up. Okay. We meet here Fridays and Sundays, but I wanted to come up today. So this is euro dollar, and this pair is what we trade on expert option, of course. How do you identify when you should be trading? In the channel, we trade every 7 p.m. Some persons say, why are we not trading 12 p.m.? Others will say, why are we not trading in the morning? Let me help you understand sessions. And you can go ahead to do whatever you want to do by yourself at the end of it. Like once you know exactly how to work with sessions. So if we go to indicators and we type session, okay, this is the one I like using. This locks arrow, so you can go check it out. What am I doing? Why is it on another tab? Okay, it's just added. Let's give it a few seconds to load. Okay, here we go. We can even zoom. Let's use 1 hour time frame so that we can see properly. There are 4 major time frames here. We have Tokyo, London, there's Sydney. This is Sydney, this is Tokyo, this is London, and New York. Okay, if you hear me say Asian session, I am referring to Sydney and Tokyo together. Okay, but then just know there are 4 major trading sessions. Trading sessions are simply the time that a market is open based on region. These are different regions for trading. New York, London. New York is where? Is in America. London is Europe. So all these things, they are different zones. So when London opens markets, when they wake up and open market, their own trading time is what we call session. When New York wake up to start trading, their own trading time is what we call their New York trading session. Now, in one of the simplest way to understand how sessions work is see it as a shift. Say you have people who work for you, both some at night and some during the day. Those who work during the day will do what they have to do and go off their duty, say 9 p.m. or anytime you have set for them. Then the next people who will be taking charge for the night will come. They will resume office. Now, this is the picture of what trading session does. You can see this as a firm, a trading firm, or a broker, or yeah, let's call it a firm, where people work 24 hours because the market is always open, is always live. Where people work for 24 hours from one shift to the other shift to the other shift, like that. So if New York is closing, Asia is coming. After that, London is coming. New York is waking up, like that. That's how sessions work. And if you're in Nigeria, I'm just going to be this particular time allocation is for Nigerians. So if you are outside Nigeria, you can try to calculate it based on your region. Okay. New York session usually opens, this is 2 p.m. Nigerian time, and it closes 10 p.m. Nigerian time. So we are still live. We are still in the New York session. When it gets to 10 p.m. here, it will close. London session starts from what time is it? 8 a.m. Okay, to this is 16. 16 is 5 p.m., right? Or 4 p.m. 16 is 4 p.m. Nigeria time. Then the Asian session starts from 10 p.m. to 9 a.m. So with this, I would explain how to work with these sessions, what the markets, how the markets behave during all of these sessions. Okay, but first of all, be able to know when these sessions are open and when they are closing. You can choose to trade within the Asian session or the London session or the New York session. Any of them, Sydney, Tokyo, London, and New York. But there are a few things you should know. First of all, when should you not trade? When these sessions are about to close and the next one come in, there is always a break time. Just like you go on break or you do you pass over the shifts. If you look at this lines here, this area of London, it opened at 8 a.m. But then Tokyo was still open. Tokyo officially closed at 9 a.m. So between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m., there would be some kind of sorry, there will be some kind of handing over. The simplest way to understand it is, see it as you explaining something or explaining what has happened in the market, what you have done so far, things that the other person needs to understand before you leave office. Okay, so just like briefing the next person what you have done. I have taken the market down, we're able to push it up, and we drove it down again, then it is back up within this region. Okay, this is what I intend to do. This is the plan for the week. Okay, you can push it up from here and something like that. So within this time frame, we say it is the closing period for the Asia session, and it is the opening period for London session. So within 8 a.m. Nigerian time, 9 a.m. is not a good time to trade. Also, if you see, New York officially opens at 2 p.m., but at that 2 p.m., London is still on. So London closes officially at 5 p.m. So within 2 p.m. and 4 p.m., sorry, 16 is 4 p.m. 4 p.m., that's 2 hours in between, is not a good trading time. Let me say that again. Between this year, which is 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. is not a good trading time. You would see that when New York session closes, Sydney opens immediately. So there is no in between. There is no overlap here. So you should always check when there is overlap. You shouldn't be trading there. You shouldn't be trading. If you're in Nigeria, you don't want to be trading. You just want to monitor what happens, because manipulations and a lot of volatility can come in between these two. Here, 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 2 p.m., and 4 p.m. New York is already up. They're trying to make decisions, and the market just does whatever it wants to do. All those, you would experience it here. Now, these 4 sessions, they are known for several things, but I'm just going to share the most popular ones for us. Okay. New York session is known for its volatility and speed and manipulation. Sorry, volatility and manipulation, because the New York markets is when you get some news. Donald Trump can just wake up and say anything. Elon Musk says his own, and the market begins to shiver and react. So news comes up most times here, New York session. That is why there is so much volatility. Even though nothing is happening, New York can just wake up and begin to sell. So so we know New York session as a volatile market, and also one full of manipulation and events. Then the London session is a stable market. London session is known for its stability. So if you don't like, now there are advantages and disadvantages. So volatile market is good if you want quick money. For day traders, you want to make your analysis, you plot, you enter, and the market is moving, the market is liquid, But London is, if you prioritize your peace of mind, you just want to identify a pattern or a chart, then you sit down, you take the trades, then London session is a very stable market, not so volatile. It is, most times you will not see, there are no much manipulation for London session. So if you ask me, I would say, of course, go ahead and trade London session if that's fits your schedule. Then the Asian session, we call it the consolidating session, consolidation, because sometimes or most times after any pump or dump, whatever rally happens in the New York session, Asia will just consolidate. Consolidation means the market would just ranging markets. You can call it that. Okay, just goes up, down within the same region. Now, if you can backtest this strategy, especially those of you who don't just trade options, but you do futures market as well. You can backtest this. What happened in New York session yesterday? What happened 2 days ago? What happened 3 days ago? You now use it to understand the structure of the market, expecting it or expecting a repetition in the New York session. For example, okay, New York today pumped, right? New York bought. New York yesterday, let's look for it. This is New York yesterday. New York yesterday sold. Let's look for a day before. New York sold. See, New York sold here. At this point also, New York sold. So for 3 days, America will just wake up and begin to sell. You get, so if they sold on was this 16th of June, they sold. 17th, New York also dumped the market. 18th, New York dumped the market. And today, 19th, New York bought. So you can expect, okay, if New York bought and what's it called, Sydney and Tokyo, they consolidate here. Let's say overnight, they consolidate here. London can either sell or buy. Then tomorrow you know what to expect. See, if the market is doing, if you want to identify a trend, I'm not sure I want to share this, but let me just give you, by the way. From up here, the market has been bearish, right? So if this is a down and this is a lower high, this is a lower low, of course, the market is about to create another lower high, right? So if New York is buying right now, and maybe what's it called, the next session, Sydney and Tokyo consolidates or even goes up, London could have a retracement based on what has been happening. See, London sold today, sold into the New York session. London also sold today, yesterday, Let's look at this. London consolidated and sold. Again, okay, London bought here on 16th. So this is buy, sell, sell. Morning could be sell. So whenever there is a sell and you're looking for an entry, you might want to wait for the next session and see how the market reacts to it. That is one easy way to understand the charts or how price flows. Right here, this was 12th. On the 12th, London bought, New York sold. And okay, New York sold. Sydney, there was a little buy. Sydney and Tokyo also sold. Then London continued selling, went back up. New York sold. So for each session, if you identify a trend or a structure in the market, just wait for the next session and wait for a sign to what is going to happen. If one or two or three sessions are buying, know that the next day they are going to sell off. If in 24 hours all the sessions are selling, know that the next day they are going to buy back. So it's just a tip to help you understand market structure. This thing I'm doing here, you can use it on lower time frame. This is just to help you know what direction you should be trading per time. So London bought on this day, that's 11th. New York bought, Sydney and Tokyo bought, and then the next day London also bought, but New York woke up and started selling. In fact, Sydney and Tokyo completed the selling, and since then, sell, bought, sell, and they've been selling down. So if two or three sessions are buying, you should be expecting that the next day you're going to have a sell. Same thing to when 2 or 3 sessions are buying or selling, you're expecting them to buy the next day. So you see here, the market's actually consolidated for 2 days before it picked up. So always look at the sessions. It will help you understand market structure, and make sure you don't trade in between. Make sure you don't trade here. You want to stay off the market. Okay, there is another strategy that you can use these sessions for, but that would be for another day. Okay, I just wanted to point out today that you shouldn't, especially options traders, this, you see, between this 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. Nigerian time, you shouldn't be trading. And also 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. you shouldn't be trading. Those periods, there are shifts. In fact, I don't advise you trade at night. From 10 p.m. Nigerian time to 9, you shouldn't be trading, because the Asia session is for consolidation. You won't get any reasonable move. Most times you won't get clear movements. London is a stable market. New York is a volatile market that comes with news and also could come with manipulations. So you want to choose between London session or New York session for your trading time, and make sure it is not within 9 to 8 and not within 2 to 4. I hope this was helpful. So if you have any question concerning the trading session that I've just explained, go ahead and drop in the comments, and I would reply to you. If you have any questions so far concerning what I just said, you can, concerning the trading sessions and how to get the best time for your trade. In the absence of, okay, is it? You don't have questions right now, yeah? Feel free to drop it later when you do.